No, we are not good, buddy. You are like matrixing the hell out of your PC today.
What? Anyways, we're
You were
back.
freezing like you've never froze before.
I think there was a change in the Wi-Fi connectivity and I happened to get caught up in the crosshairs of it. Anyways, we're back. I don't know what happened there, but in case the intro didn't get saved, which I don't think it did, welcome back.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Here's My Resume, the Work Stories podcast with Jeffofthemellows. Here we go. If the intro didn't get saved, basically Jeffy rolled the dice. I think the dice set it off.
The dice said 5. That means Tyler gets to go first.
I go first. Today I will be talking about my time working at church. A place where you're not, ironically, a place that you're not supposed to work. Because it's supposed to be for worship, relaxation, and everything else. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done to put together an organization like this. Yes, I did go to church for a long time. I've talked about it before. And that could be a conversation for another time. But today I want to talk about a lot of different jobs that I did while I was there. Because while I was there, I did get a lot of good work experience. In many different facets. And the first thing that I did was help, well, I was part of, but also helped work the what everybody knows as Vacation Bible School. I think every church at some point has had a version of Vacation Bible School, or VBS as it's called. VBS. It always took place over like a week-long period or like a few-day period at some point during the summer. It was a huge event for the church because, at least for our church, it was a huge event because it meant that it used to be a huge thing. Now our church doesn't have VBS anymore, and I think VBS being gone is a huge signifier of the direction our church has been going. But that's a story for another time.
What does the VBS stand for?
I just said it. Vacation Bible School.
I wasn't listening.
Okay, that's what it means. Vacation Bible School.
Hello, Bible.
But basically,
Father.
Back in the day, this used to be a huge event at our church. Again, like I said,
Huge.
it's not around. It's not around anymore, which
Huge.
is honestly kind of sad because it was the best way that our church got publicity was because everybody from the town, neighboring towns would come to our church for VBS. We used to have it huge, and now it doesn't even exist anymore, which is, again, like I said, a testament to how the church has fallen. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But seeing my whole family, really, mostly my mom, was a big part of helping put together VBS. She would help a lot with the registering people for the event, putting a lot of that stuff together, which meant me, personally, I got early access to all of the educational material that they would be showing at VBS, which included all of the songs we were going to be listening to, all the videos we were going to get to watch, some ideas for the crafts that we were going to be doing. And that was kind of fun because you kind of knew what you were getting into going in, because as I was kind of forced to do this every year until I became too old to do it. So I didn't, so like at least I knew going in what to expect, so I wouldn't make myself look like an idiot up on stage or in the crafting room. Crafting room sounds like a thing in Minecraft, a crafting room. So that was fun.
Pringleson didn't want to look like an idiot on stage. We're going on tour later this month.
Dayton, Ohio, and nowhere else.
That would be hella toxic. Good afternoon, Dayton, Ohio. Yay! The one person in the crowd. Yay! It's Adam Pomeroy. Yay!
Hello there.
That sounds so fun. We should do that sometime.
Go on tour.
Yeah. You guys want us to go on tour? Well, like and subscribe us.
But anyways, having access to all of the intel, as I called it, was pretty fun.
Don't.
It also meant that we were in charge of supplying a lot of the other goodies, like snacks, like the candies, more in particular. We always got this. It was a huge tradition every year. We get this gigantic box of Hershey bars, right? And then we would, they would be sold for like 25 cents a bar or whatever at the thing, or 20 cents or something like that, right? But they would never sell out. So whatever was left over, we got to take home, which meant for a long time after VBS every year, I would get to munch on Hershey bars, which was always good.
No. False.
I mean, it wasn't good for my figure, but it was good for my taste buds.
Figure me this, Batman.
I'm not Batman. I'm Bateman.
Masturbate Man?
What?
That would be like if Alfred called Batman Master Batman, and then for Bateman, he would say Masturbate Man. Alfred, I told you, never call me Master Bateman.
True.
That gives the wrong impression.
But other than that, I won't talk about my experience too much actually being in VBS because...
Yeah, it's not like why we're here or anything.
Well, no, I'm going to talk about the time when I was not eligible to participate in VBS, but instead got to be working VBS, which was a couple of years after, until eventually the program started to die off.
Did you say what VBS stands for in this episode or in the broken preamble?
I said it 4 times already. Okay, I'm not saying it again. You can look it up if you hadn't heard it.
Vacation, business, school? Was that what it was?
No. You got 2 out of 3 right. 3 out of 3.
Vacation, bullshit, school. Is it still 2?
Yes, it's still 2.
Okay, so it's the B that's wrong. I'm playing Wordle with your abbreviations. Almost, I was going to say a slur, and then I was like, no, I can't say that. And my mind said, say this slur instead. So I almost just said 2 slurs. Binka and Bink.
During my time with VBS, I got to do a handful of different tasks. One time, one of my favorite things to do was help with one of the big game that you got to play. It was in the gym in our church, and it was I remember it being like some sort of like watercraft thing where you like built a mini boat and then you raced it along a like thing. It was pretty cool. What? So that was fun. I remember getting to do that. That was pretty cool. Nothing super interesting from that. I remember helping out with crafts one time. Nothing super interesting from that either. Where most of the interesting stuff happens is with when I was get to be one of the group supervisors and follow a group of kids around all night, which doesn't sound very fun. And no, it wasn't fun. I wasn't actually the only supervisor working. I was like an assistant because I was like 14. I wasn't old enough to actually formally supervise these kids, so there was an adult there too. And no offense to her, she's a really nice lady, but she was not cut out for doing that. She would have been better fit doing a different job. So that was that. But I do have a couple
average church experience.
I have a couple of crazy stories regarding this portion of the working experience. So there was one of them's a ghost story. First,
Based.
I want to talk
There's
about...
oh my god, if I full screen it, then we're side by side. I have discovered greatness.
So first, there was a few years that we did it, and this was when I was both still participating in VBS and was a, we'll call, I'm not going to say supervisor. I want to say group leader. That's what I was trying to say. I was a group leader. There was the set of triplets. Now, there's actually 5 total children in the family. One of them was older than the triplets. One of them was younger than the triplets. The triplets, though, they were an interesting trio of people, to say the least. They were, not true. They were.
Hello, John.
Hello, John. Hello, John. They were not just like regular like kids that would just like push people's buttons and do shit that they're not supposed to do, because like every kid does that, right? They're adequately prepared for that, but they would like do really weird things that like they shouldn't even know exist, which brought up a lot of questions. And I've
got a few.
I've got a lot.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I had many questions that never got answered and will never get answered at this point. But I was never really too involved in what turned into, I guess, a semi-formal investigation into the parents, who I only saw like 2 times ever. Like for them, I feel like it was more of a drop the kids off and go to like the casino for a couple hours, or like go to the bar.
At church?
No, not that drop, because because these parents didn't.
Can you imagine a church cruise with a bar and a casino? Did the cruise you went on have any slot machines?
It did.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I feel like that's perfect for a cruise.
It is.
When we do our cross-country antique road trip, are we going to go gambling at random casinos in other countries? If so, we should go to not Vegas, but some of them in Nevada.
Is it if it's a cross-country road trip, then how many other countries are we going to?
Across the country, not cross the countries.
You said across other countries.
No, I said it was a cross-country
we could go to
antique road trip, which is cross the country, not the countries. Fact! Jesus Christ, you just did a Five Nights at Freddy's. You really hit me with that.
But I don't know, maybe. There's a lot of casinos around this country that we could go to.
Ah! Did I get you?
No. Many ways, but like a lot of parents, not just these parents, I think saw it as like a mini daycare opportunity. Because a lot of the families that would go to VBS at our church didn't actually go to our church on a regular basis. So I think that's what a lot of parents saw it as, which is fine. But I think these parents in particular were just looking to like get rid of them for which is fine in a stance, but it was, I think, a little bit more extreme. I do think that the church intervened in some ways. I don't know what, because I wasn't involved in a lot of that. I kind of just like watched it from the outside and overheard a couple of conversations. But then at some point we just never heard from them again, and yeah. So don't know what happened to them. I hope they're okay.
The
But
parents?
we'll never find out. All
The
of
kids?
them. I mean, it was a 7-person family.
All of them?
It was a 7-person family, so
7% massacre. That's one bad car crash if I've ever seen one.
true.
Ew.
My final VBS story, though, is
You're already at your last story?
This is a 4-part thing. I have 4 jobs today that revolves around church work, I got VBS, church acolyting, leaf raking, and one other thing I can't think of right now.
Leaf raking? You put that one in... I guess we'll get to it, but I can't imagine there's a lot to talk about.
There's not, but there is some stuff to talk about. It's worth being there. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
This last story regarding VBS, and this one I did not experience firsthand. My brother experienced it firsthand, but I thought it was wild enough that I should put it on the list. So there was one. This happened 1 year. It was my brother was still in, and I think my brother was also in helper mode at this point. Like, he was also a
helper mode,
and I was also. Anyways, so he tells the story of this girl who was in this group, and
it's always girls with your brother, huh?
What? And she
just can't get enough of them.
And she was my brother described it as she was acting very much like a dog, which is
brother. Your brother is a misogynist.
Very weird.
What else is new, I guess?
Again, I didn't experience it firsthand. I only ever saw this girl in the very beginning of the day and like the very end of the day when.
Can't believe your brother said that women are dogs.
And well, it gets creepier. So a few months prior to this year's VBS, we lost our dog to cancer. It was pretty shitty. Don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but it's important to the story.
Poor puppy.
And it was pretty bad, right? She had been there a long time. It was pretty shitty death. Whatever, right? It happened. It's shitty. But by this point, we were still trying to get over it, And so my brother comes back to the story. So my brother comes to this really weird conclusion because this girl, A, not leave him alone, B, was acting like a dog.
Are we on ghost story still?
Yes, it's a ghost story. C,
I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
C, she had the exact same name that our dog had.
Well, that is fucked up.
And so my brother came to the conclusion that she was a reincarnation of our dog in human form.
Who happened to be like, how old?
I don't remember how old the girl was. She wasn't that old.
I think she was just possessed by your dog. It was a church. God was saying hello.
It could have also been possession. But now, it probably didn't mean anything. Probably was a very far-fetched thing to make. But the timing of the whole situation, the coincidence of names, it was all just too much to not draw some sort of conclusion at that time. And it was a really, really weird thing. It was, because, we had no reason to not believe him. Still don't.
He told your parents?
He told everybody. And it was just...
And you believe him?
I believed him at the time, and I kind of still do. Just because of how everything... Because of the timing of everything.
It is a lot of weird coincidences, but... I don't know... I don't know if your dog possessed someone at church and then barked at your brother? ?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is
surely
this is a second-hand telling. So I don't have all the details.
How old was your brother?
He had to have been 13 or 14 when this happened.
Old enough to be dumb.
And again, yeah, just really weird set of coincidences. I don't really have that many ghost stories. This is probably the biggest ghost story that I have. But it is still kind of insane.
I have a bunch of ghost stories. We'll talk about them. We'll actually bring this one back up as well. We'll talk about them on the actual podcast around Halloween time. when we do the Halloween special.
You want me to bring
I've got some fucked up ghost stories.
You want me to talk about this ghost story again on that podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to get Likus's opinion, and I damn well know he's not watching this.
Let me add it to the list.
Speaking of which, actually, we're making this because Likus is perpetually unavailable, even though he doesn't have a job.
True. And I have 4 jobs. Well, right now I'm working just 1 job. The other ones are all.
Taylor has a full-time job. I have
have
a full-time job. And Likus doesn't have any job. And for some reason, me and Tyler are always available, and Likus is never available. So we're holding auditions next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for a new podcast.
We don't even know when this video is going to go up.
Next Tuesday. No, wait. You're right.
Where's your ghost stories topic part? Whatever.
I don't think they're actually in there.
I'll put it on mine.
Yes, put it on yours. Make a new category for Halloween special, actually.
I'll make a note.
Boom. This could be after the Halloween special.
I mean, it could. Well, because we have 2 more.
We've talked about this
You
before.
didn't. No, one was supposed to go up today. Aww.
I know. I didn't edit it, and I forgot.
It's okay. Well, we still have 2
I got this weekend off.
We got 2 backlogged main episodes, and then now we have 2 backlogged work stories episodes. So it be getting to October time. By the time those are all gone,
It be getting to October time.
and we're probably gonna record more. Like I said, I might be able to record some.
I'm gonna wreck it.
True. Anyway, so that was VBS. Nothing outside of those couple of crazy experiences. It was fine. It was pretty fine. It was just boring, uneventful. But
Story of my life.
the absence of VBS nowadays, I think, is, like I said, is a big symbolism. That's why our church is not doing so hot. Because it used to be huge. It used to be huge. They used to put a ton of work into it, and they failed to change. It yielded nothing at the end of the day, outside of just a memory. Now it doesn't even exist. Many churches these days don't even have VBS. Some still do, at much smaller scales than they used to. But ours no longer does, though. It's a relic of the past. That's all I gotta say about that. The next job that I did after that at church was acolyting. Now, if you don't know what acolyting is, basically it's somebody that helps participate in the church service, and they wear a robe and they light and put out the candles at the beginning and end of every service, and they help with the offering collecting, and they also help out with communion. That was my roles. I did acolyting for a while. I did it for too long, in fact. They used to have a pretty strict age limit. Now another thing that's a relic of the past, we don't even have an acolyte at our church anymore. That's strictly because, A, there's no youth in our church anymore. B, any youth that was going to church didn't want to do it. And you can't really force people to do it. So they kind of just got rid of it and passed along some of the roles to other people to fill that void. So that was that. But anyway, and even when I was doing it and there were other people that were scheduled to do it, they would often just ignore it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I went to church knowing I wouldn't have, thinking I wouldn't have to acolyte, and then like 5 minutes before the service starts, I get told I have to acolyte because the other person, quote unquote, called off sick, aka stayed home because they didn't want to do it. And so I had to step up and do it. I mean, I did it like, I think I did it for 2 months straight at one point, when you're supposed to do it like once every 5 or 6 weeks at that. So that was pretty shitty. But again, nothing super special about it. It went fine. I had to do a whole training for it, and it was fine, because you are handling fire. So you got to kind of, be careful with that. Nothing crazy ever. No, actually, I do have one time I almost did set the place on fire.
Pingle.
So,
You dastardly bastard.
The way we had to put out the candles is you had the stick, and it had a little cup thing on it, and you would put the cup down on top of the flame to cut off oxygen, and that's how you would extinguish the flame, right? Sometimes it wouldn't work, sometimes you had to do it multiple times, but sometimes as well, the cup would get stuck to the metal part that was around the candle wax, and it would get stuck, and then when you pulled up, it would lift off and fall onto the ground.
Apple up! Oh, shit.
So that, for me, that happened one time. And the flame was still going when it fell on the ground. It quickly went out. It was only gone for a little bit. And then after that, I was told that I almost bent down to pick it up and put it back on the candle, which I would have learned later on would have been a terrible mistake had I actually done it. I didn't do it.
No fucking shit.
I didn't do it. I would have burnt my hand, and that would have been a whole other story. But that didn't happen. And the place didn't get set on fire, so I call that a win. And then, but one time instead of the candle falling, I fell. So how it worked is when you went up to do, when you went up the whole process, when you went up to light the candles or put them or do whatever, you had to go up and you had to do a little bow in front of the altar, and then you walk up the side, and then you do it, and you walk back down, you bow, and you go to your seat. Done. Whatever. Well, one time when I was going to extinguish the candles, I did the little bow thing, and the final hymn song is playing, and everybody's doing the thing, whatever. And then for some reason, I just fucking ate shit on the carpet. And absolutely bit it. I don't know what I was doing. It was pretty embarrassing. I wasn't hurt. I didn't break anything, thankfully. But if I did that now, I'd probably fall right through. But that's today, and that was not doing that anymore. Way too old for that. But anyways, I just went up, did the thing.
You could if you wanted to. We could do a thing. You want to do a thing? You want to hold the candle again? You can hold the candle again.
I could hold the candle.
I've got a weird little cultist uniform I could wear.
I could hold the candle without going up in front of a church congregation.
Should I? Nah, I don't know where my cultist uniform is. I don't have any idea where that is.
But I just.
What am I admitting to on this podcast? Wait, hold on. It's not an actual cultist uniform. It's a fake cultist uniform. It's from the fucking Harry Potter. What are they called? The Death Eaters. It's a Death Eater cloak. I wore it in the video on Tyler's channel that I uploaded at 3 a.m. where I put Pringles and Mountain Dew in a blender. You remember that?
I do remember that.
That's 5 years old.
And then a few years later, we ended up baking it in an oven with pasta. Making a casserole.
We should do more food crimes.
We should.
Let us know your favorite food crime in the comment section down below, and we'll make it for a video. There he goes. He ate shit again. Hope he wasn't holding a candle. Can my chair do that? Can I do that? Does it go up? Does this chair go up?
Is it dark out already? No,
Yeah.
not quite. Well, almost. Anyways, that was that. I went about my business, and everybody commented on it afterwards, which made me feel even worse, which sucked. But
no, my chair does not go up.
regardless, that was that. The only other crazy story I have from acolyting is when I got to be the acolyte during a new pastor initiation. This is the first and only time that I ever experienced a new pastor initiation firsthand. And if you've never experienced one before, it's a pretty wild time, okay? First off, the service is like 3 times as long as it normally is. And I don't know how it works now. I don't know how it works at other churches or whatever. But like there was like a ton of other pastors there from other churches, and they had this stand up there. It literally reminded me of like Star Wars, or no, not Star Wars. What is it? What's the like some of these, like, is it Marvel maybe, or maybe it's Star Wars actually?
What are we
like
talking
the
about?
council, the council will decide your fate thing, kind of thing.
The council will decide your fate. Shit.
It was like that.
The council will decide your fate.
And then the new pastor has to come up, and then they do
The
like
council will decide your fate. Fuck off. Fuck. The council will decide your fate. Oh, for fuck's sake. Siri, look this up for me. The council will decide your fate. Is that Star Wars? Siri. Well, she looked up Star Wars when I said Star Wars, but can't be bothered to do anything else. The council will decide your fate.
It was kind of like that, and it was a really weird time because remember,
I think I know actually what that's from, and I have a thing to pull up.
and you gotta remember, I'm not sitting in
God.
like the back row or anything.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He uploaded today.
I know, I watched it.
I didn't.
I'm sitting front row for this. Acolyte always sits in the very front row of the church. Nobody else sits in the front except for you and the pastor when the pastor's not up
Me?
front doing other things. So I'm up front pretty much all by myself, and there's just all of these other pastors up front and the new pastor, and that can like really be watching it firsthand. And
I'm having a crisis.
It's a
Arc
pretty
ended 4 years ago.
It's a pretty intense experience if you've never experienced it before, which most of you probably have not. And also, the pastor's wife was sitting behind me, and I didn't know she was his wife until till later on. So that was she was like talking to me and like, oh, cool, another cool churchgoer. I've never met you before. You must be just new. What a time to join the church. And I'm like, oh, it's his wife. No wonder I've never seen her before. But yeah, it was a crazy time. That was a pretty unforgettable time. Anyway, acolyting, don't miss it. I don't. I think it was stupid.
Oh my god.
I think the church it was a flawed system, and I just got caught in the crosshairs because my dad helped run the thing, and which meant I was forced to do things that other children
Hold the
wouldn't have to
phone. Hold the phone. It's Jeffy video time. Why do you do this to me? Flip the right way. Thank you.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? The Senate will decide your fate.
Oh, that's where it's from.
The Senate. Not yet. It's true.
That's a Jeffy classic right there. That video came out on September 12th of 2020.
I need a snapshot of
Oh!
5W.
So anyways, that was Acolyting. Again,
I was so close to that coming out
Don't
on
miss it.
9/11.
oh, this is the other thing. So these last couple won't take very long. The next thing I did after that, and actually this was another one that lasted a long time, and it's also getting a bit of a theme here. This is another thing at our church that no longer exists.
Does your church even exist?
Barely.
I wonder if I can...
And this thing was the fish fry.
Whoa.
I'm sure anybody who lives near a church or did live near a church at a time.
So literally nobody who was watching this video, huh?
That's true. You probably know what a fish fry is. It's basically, I mean,
What?
Other
What? That was where you were going with that? You don't have to live by this church to know what a fish fry is.
I mean, other restaurants do fish fries, but the church.
Other churches do fish fries. There's another church near us that does free hot dogs on Wednesdays. I know it's a little bit different, but fish fries are not unique to your church.
I didn't say that. I said if you live near any church.
No, you said you live near this church. You specifically said this church. And I was just like, okay, so nobody? And then you said, you may know what a fish fry is. That's not even like, God. Good job. Good job. Good
Anyway.
job, Bingle. We're reaching new audiences.
I ate at the fish fry a lot. But also for about a year,
I
I
hope
helped out
so.
as the fish fry. And my job consisted of really just a couple of things. Helping out old people who could not both hold their food and walk to their table at the same time, so I got to carry their food for them. And B, I got to help clean out the kitchen at the end of the night. So that was fun. First, with helping people, if you know me, you know I'm a pretty uncoordinated person. So
You could say that again.
maybe it wasn't such a great idea to have me be the one
You
that
did
helped
not
carry
say
people's
that
food.
again.
But you know what? I never fell down. I never spilt anybody's food. And everybody loved me because they're old people. And old people love talking to younger people because they see themselves in those young people. And they then start going off about the 1950s. So there's that, I guess. So I don't really... Nothing crazy. It was, but the fish fry, used to always be packed. So having to walk through crowds of people with a plate of food while also having to make sure that old grandma over here doesn't also fall down was a bit of a stressful time. But thankfully, everything went off without a hitch. The more crazy part of it, and it's not really that crazy in the grand scheme of things, but was cleaning up the kitchen. Now, most of this was nothing super crazy. You just help clean up, take out trash, and clean up tables, and put stuff away, and whatever. But the thing that was by far the most important, and the part that I helped out with the most, was taking out the grease. Because it's the fish fry. So you have to fry the fish. Which means there's a lot of leftover grease that's used up at the end of the night. And you gotta take it out. And if you spill it on the wrong thing, then you gotta tear the whole building down and start over. So it was a pretty stressful process. Usually had about 4 or 5 people take out this just gigantic tub of grease. Then you had to dump it out in a proper spot and just hope to God you didn't drop it, or you didn't slip, or you didn't fall, or you didn't touch anything that you weren't supposed to touch. You didn't bang into anything, and do whatever. But again, like the or sometimes we even had to you had to put it in somebody's car, and you had to make sure the car was all tarped down, You needed to make sure it was sturdy enough so it didn't tip over, and so they had to take it to a special place to have it dumped. And it was just like, what's all this for? Come on now. But,
I like that you call it the special place. I like so they don't take it to the special place so it gets dumped.
I never got to go to the place, so I don't know where the place is.
It still makes it funny that you're referring it to the special place. Like, in my head, I'm picturing a trash can where the food gets dumped. The special place. And then I imagine you, like, rising out of the trash can. Ah, it's special. We're covered in, like, weird, gross food waste. While the old people drop their food around you. Oh! Oh my! Good heavens! Oh my god! I'm an old person.
What?
It's your pal Grandpappy, and I'm dropping food by Pringleson because I can't carry it.
So that was...
They removed the old man from the Cracker Barrel logo.
They just brought it back,
Is
though.
it because he can't hold his food?
They brought him back, though. So...
Did it? Did they? I heard they didn't. I heard that they were standing on business with that one.
No, they changed it. I literally just saw it on the news earlier today. They changed it back.
Incredible. We're good. Back to society.
But yeah,
Wowza.
nothing ever happened. We avoided chaos again at the fish fry.
Skylanders?
I have one last job to talk about, and it's funny enough, this is also something that no longer happens. But it's not a thing that is extinct. It just doesn't. We just don't participate in it anymore. And that is leaf raking at a place called Youth Haven Ranch. Now we did a lot of work there, but one of the big ones was called Forts and Sorts, which we recently just stopped doing. I never participated in that event, by the way.
Farts and sharts.
Because I heard that it was absolute hell. Ironically enough. Also, never, because you had to, like, you went to the ranch and you stayed there for like 4 days and just did work. And like, it was a huge deal, but I never did it because we were always busy doing something else, like vacation.
Vacation business school.
But one thing I did do several years was leaf raking. We would go over there in like early November or something, and we would just spend the whole day raking leaves. It's honestly not as fun. It's honestly just as not fun as it sounds. Now, I meant to see if maybe...
I actually think that sounds like a lot of fun. I've raked leaves many times in my life, and I have fun doing it.
I just was not... The weather was always really shitty. It was like raining or really cold. Now, the fun part
so
was...
beautiful.
The fun part was Likunmiffery was there with me, and...
Let's go!
So I wanted to bring... I thought about bringing...
Shout out to our least attended podcast mate.
I was thinking about seeing if Likus wanted to join, but you can tell how that would have went.
Somebody's not getting Employee of the Month. And his name is Likunmiffery.
He's irrelevant to the rest of the story, but I just wanted to mention that he was here.
Likunmiffery is irrelevant. And the fall off is real.
Now, to be honest, like, the raking, like, actually wasn't, like, super terrible. Like, it wasn't, you know...
I always have fun raking.
We got to have a lot of fun, you know...
Did you get, like, hot dogs?
Rolling down the hills or jumping in the piles of leaves, even though they were
That's not
all
what
wet.
I asked.
Even though they were wet, so they really didn't like feel like fun jumping on them. They were just.
But did you get like hot dogs or anything? Like food? What kind of food?
They fed us clam chowder the one year.
Oh, fuck off! That's awful.
I didn't like it. The other year we went to McDonald's, which was fine.
Based. They should have given you hot dogs.
We did not get hot dogs.
They should have. That's the primo raking fuel.
Unfortunately not.
This is why churches aren't based. Because they don't give hot dogs to their rakers.
Sounds like an enemy in God of War.
The raker? Hot dog raker. Hot dog raker. And now it's sounding like a slur. Moving on. Next question.
The absolute best part about this job, and the main reason why
buy
it's
a
even
vowel?
on this list, was every time we would have these like big tarts. Tarts?
Oh, God. Oh, I got so excited for nothing.
Every time we filled up, it was a tarp, and we filled up the tarp. Every time we filled it up, we would have to load it into this truck, and then we get to sit in the back of the truck and ride to where we dump the leaves, which is out in like the middle of the field.
That's fucking awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Let's fucking go.
It was pretty fun. It was the best part of the entire thing.
Well, it would have been hot dogs, but your church was stingy and wouldn't want to give you their wiener, which is atypical for churches and young boys, I've heard.
We won't talk about that.
Shout out to my Catholic patrons.
Anyways, leaf raking. It was fine. Again, it was just fine. Everything in this church was just fine. I don't really go there anymore. But what it was fine. So. That was that. Alright, that's done. I'm done talking about church.
That's it? That's all you have?
That's it. Now it's Jeffy's turn.
You don't have a lot for church, huh?
I mean, like I said, most of it was pretty uneventful. I just had a few select stories, and I thought I'd just wrap them together.
I can't believe it's dark. Okay, what is Jeffy talking about today?
You're talking about pets.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I shouldn't say the name of the place out loud. I should just not do that. Uh-oh. I gotta pull it back up.
While you get started, I'm gonna grab a drinky.
Uh-oh. Not like his Bingle. No! He's leaving me. So I was playing God of War, Ragnarok-based game, by the way. Tyler, bad at Ragnarok. No, bad at God of War 3. Tyler, bad at puzzles. Tyler cannot do puzzles. They are too big for his small brain, his monkey brain. He don't like puzzles. And puzzles are not for Pingle. No Pingle puzzle. Pingle, 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 pingle puzzle. Pingle, 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 pingle. Pingle, pingle, tingle, tingle. I don't want another pop. I just drank one. I have one of those in my fridge.
I have a few left, so I thought, fuck it. I don't want any calorie intake, so let's drink this.
Oh my goodness. Where did he go? Anyway. Fuck, I gotta pull up the other thing too. God damn it. I was so prepared and then I closed out of it. Fuck. I used to work at a pet store. Actually. Oh, it's not even in frame. Hold on, I'll fix it. How do I fix this? That's what I'm talking about. Can you read it?
Pet lover.
Pet lover of, and then it's a random picture of a bird from the internet. Because none of us ever printed out pictures of our pets because that was too much work that I wasn't getting paid for. But this is my name tag from the pet store. I have 2. I don't know where the other one is.
Why do you have 2?
Because I always lose them. I have 2 for quality dairy as well. I actually have 2 for my current job as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a theme going on with that one. For every place I've ever had to wear a name tag. I gotta pull up this stupid freaking thing. Oh. Well, that wasn't very hard. So I used to work at a pet store. And one of the things I did... 48 views is abysmal.
Also, the hair comparison is insane.
That's only $4,900. Oh, like that you can't read any of that.
Also, the mask also really dates when you were working there.
Does the mask say where the place is?
No.
Does it say that?
No, it just...
Let's go find out.
It's a blank mask.
Hello. I'm caught. I've been catched. Help. Help. What is happening? Help me. I'm stuck. Okay. Be right back, Binker.
We're doing a lot of getting up and sitting back down. Anyways, A&W, zero sugar, ice cream sundae flavor. Really good.
Never mind. Never mind. I don't know where it is. I have that mask still. I'm like, fuck me, this hair, dude. I can't wear headphones with this hair. I need to get rid of it. All of it gone.
Like me.
I don't look like the roll for sandwich guy. Anyway, at the pet store I used to work at, I made, I think, 18 shorts eating pet treats. No, 11. Oh, these ones sucked.
Multi-flavor.
It's so shaky. It does. It says it on the thing.
Just kind of like Pops. Like the cereal.
Anyway, I used to work at a pet store. The thing isn't the thing, so I'm just gonna say it. Here I go. Pet Supplies Plus. I used to work at a place called Pet Supplies Plus. Unfortunately, a very local-only establishment, so I'm doxing us a little bit, but also not really, because I don't work there now, and they do not have a location really close to where we live. It's mostly around the neighborhood where Pet Supplies Plus is. And
They have multiple locations. So.
They did not sell any pets except for fish. They stopped having lizards and things right before I started working there because of the vid. And you guys remember the vid? I remember the vid. The vid was not good. Very bad. Big virus. Oh, liberal fault. It's the fault of the liberals. Big ol' Daddy Trump is not big COVID guy.
Sure.
Okay, so I used to work at a pet store called Pet Supplies Plus, and it was a pet store. You kind of did pet things. I know, that's a lot, but I have a lot to say. Are you alright, buddy?
God.
You alright, buddy?
I don't like that feeling when you drink something and it's just heavily carbonated.
So we didn't sell pets. We sold fish, really. That was about it. We sold, like, the worst kind of fish, like glowfish, or those, like, weird guppies that kill each other. I don't remember what they're called. And, like, snails and feeder fish. The other thing that we had...
I'm going to associate ZipRecruiter with maggots.
Those are crickets. They're crawling up my arm. Listen to this. I like the sound it makes when their body smacks against the wall. Oh, I put my phone in there. Let's read the comments. Never mind. That's a deep cup. Anyway, we sold crickets and we sold fish. And so we got the bag crickets. That's pretty alright. They're not so bad once you get used to them. But there was this one guy, and he's still to this day one of the worst new hires I've ever worked with in my entire life. He lasted all of 4 hours. He went on his lunch break and then went home. Which reminds me of another work person that only worked for 4 hours and then never came back. Shout out Spirit Halloween. But this guy was actually terrible.
At least you completed your shift, though.
That's true. It was only a 4-hour shift. Did I go back a second day?
No.
I don't remember.
You went back to collect your paycheck. That was it.
I have like a weird feeling that I went back for more than 4 hours. Anyway, besides the point. Yeah, the guy, he quit because he didn't like the crickets, and it was funny to watch him bag crickets, because he tied the bag like it was a bag of weed, and so the crickets had no air. It was just crickets in a bag, and it was weed, so it was really tiny, and it was like in the corner, and all twisted up. Looked like a bag of dope. What can I say? If you were going to give that to your bearded dragon may be like, I think God smokes weed, and then he realizes it's crickets, and then you're like, yippee, it's a cricket, yay! But you gotta put them in calcium powder first, because those lizards need that calcium, and then they're white crickets. A little bit racist, but who am I to judge? Speaking of racist, the owner of this place, shit. I said what the place is, and now I'm calling out the owner. Don't send hate to the owner. I don't even know how you could, I'll be honest. Let me see if they have a phone number. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't see if they have a phone number. Tyler, I've dug myself into a hole. Do I just say it? Nobody's watching this. We're fine.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say the word.
That's not
just
what I'm talking about. Anyway, nobody's watching this, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My boss at the pet store, his name was Larry. And he was hella racist. Out of the people that worked there, the 3 people that I remember the most, well, I actually remember 6 people. But it was always the 3 of us. Me, Justo, who was a Hispanic gay man, and Jacob, who was Native American. The 3 of us were best buddies at this job. It was always a fun experience working with those 2. And anytime Larry was in the room with Justo, he would ask him about gay questions and Hispanic questions. And anytime Jacob was in the room, he would ask him about the reserves and Native American questions. And anytime I was in the room, he was like, oh, thank God, a white guy. And so instead of asking me racist questions, he instead was just racist around me. His wife adopted a Asian daughter, who we both went to school with. She played the oboe. Her name...
Don't say her name. Stop name
This is
dropping
why I'm
people.
like, should I dox?
Stop name dropping people.
I don't know Husto's last name. I do know Jacob's last name.
Notice how I did not name anybody else that worked at any of the things that I did, but Noah's already tried.
You did, you idiot. You named Likus.
Likus doesn't count.
Likus is invalidated again. That's why we're here. The more you know.
And it's a screen capture we got of him just like.
It's like an Eric Andre cut. Every time we say Likus, his face comes out of the middle of the screen, and just like a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare just goes meow into the receptacles of people watching. Anyway, his daughter, because again, I was white and a straight man, and so he would come up to me and he'd be like, he would literally not even, okay, so he asked me like 3 questions total, and they were always the same questions. One of them was referring to band, because I play the trumpet, and his daughter played the oboe. It's going to be really hard not to name drop. Another one was how college was going, because his daughter was in pre-college. I wasn't even in college yet. And then the third one was he would just be racist. And he would refer to his daughter as, and as Theo Von puts it, when I need to get it out, I write it down. So we're going to write it on my hand.
No.
I need like a piece of paper so I don't actually write it on my hand, but all the paper around me will... Fucking literally all the paper around me doxes where I work. Hold on.
You zoomed in perfectly underneath.
Here's one. Here's one. Let's write it down. And it's not the letter U. I also don't think that's how you spell it. But that's okay. I'm not racist. Shout out to my Catholic patrons. He would refer to her as his chunk daughter. But it wasn't chunk. And it always made me very uncomfortable. Also, he refused to hire black people because he thought they were criminals. He's a little fucked up. What can you do? But he's also like an old white guy who was like 70 years old. So what do you expect? Plus he owns a pet store. I mean, we're already owning living beings. I'm sure it wouldn't have been that far off for him to just own human beings. Like, he would if he could. I absolutely believe that he would if he could. He's also hella rich. So he's a rich, racist white guy. But that's okay. I had Husto and I had Jacob to bring me out of that, white supremacist range back down to cool. Because anytime Jacob or Husto was around, he would just ask them racist questions, and I wouldn't have to talk to him. Because he's so fascinated by them, like they're beings from another planet. Not a good guy. Anyway, Larry, who owned the pet store, had problems other than this. One of the managers, what do I call him? Because I actually can't name drop him. What do I call him? We'll call him T-Bone.
T-Bone, yes.
No, not yes.
What?
T-Bone knew that the cameras were fake. None of them worked. So T-Bone would pull his truck into the back alley of the pet store and just load it up full of stuff. All the time. He probably stole the entire store 3 times over. At least. And that was when I worked there. Never helped him load. But there ain't no way in fucking hell I'm stopping him. He was in charge. What the fuck was I gonna do? Plus, he's a big guy. He also... Now, I'm outing myself a little bit here. But he would do the thing... You know what I'm talking about? Where you do one of these. And then you come behind someone, and then you go... Whoop, up the butt. He would do that to everybody. And then he would grab you by the tit and twist. He was not a good guy. He was a little weird, and he probably touches kids. Well, I guess he kind of did, because I wasn't 18 until I was 18. No, because he didn't do any of that to me until I turned 18. When I turned 18, he bought me condoms. At least I assume he bought them. That was weird. I also was there one day where this other lady, I don't remember what the fuck her name was. Tyler, do you remember our neighbor? Tyler, do you remember our neighbor who lived at the corner right across from Washington Woods? One of them has 2 kids. Also shares a main character with the name of a main character from Willy Wonka, but it's not Willy Wonka. Has 2 kids.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
You know his older brother?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to call him Z-Dog. So Z-Dog worked there with me, and I have 3 things to say about Z-Dog. Well, 4 things. Z-Dog is a great guy. We love Z-Dog. He's really fun.
He's awesome. He's super chill.
One of the other people there was an adult who was like 28 years old, and she told Z-Dog to kiss my ass. That's what she said. Not my ass, her ass. She said, kiss my ass. And then Z-Dog said, pull down them pants, coward. And then she did. And she mooned everybody. That was a weird experience to be a part of. Maybe I didn't find her attractive, but that might explain why I'm attracted to like 28-year-old women. Also, Nico Robin is like 30 years old, so target demographic, here I come.
Oh my god, that's such the perfect response. Kiss my ass.
Now, Z-Dog did not actually kiss her ass. Like me, he was flabbergasted at the current arrangement. Between you and me, she was not very good looking. Anyway, I digress. Z-Dog, another thing that Z-Dog did is T-Bone gave Z-Dog $10 to swallow a feeder fish live. And so Z-Dog swallowed a feeder fish live. And I watched him do it. And he said he felt it swimming around in there for a little bit before it died, which disturbs me to such a degree I can't explain. Now, if they asked me to eat crickets, I would say yes, because I've actually done that before. Side tangent, and we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. I was in the Boy Scouts of America. Funny enough, the boys... Well, no, I can't say that, because the summer camp I worked at, people were getting molested. Not by the people who worked at the summer camp, but one of the troops in the summer camp was part of that problem. We had to have a whole meeting about why Truth or Dare was not a scout-appropriate activity. So, fun day in the neighborhood. You know, here we are. Woohoo! There's a reason the stereotype and stigma exists for that. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, I was in Scouts. So, if you asked me to eat a cricket, I would say yes, especially for $10, because I did it for free in Scouts. we would go to Canada, and one of the events in this Canada thing that we went to was cricket spitting. And you already had to put them in your mouth, chew them up, and spit them. So what's the difference between that and a live one? It's like kind of like a crunchy gusher. You know?
I don't like to think about that, because gushers are not meant to be crunchy. I also don't think gushers are that good. I also had a gusher like 10 years. Longer than that, probably. Holy shit, I forgot I'm in my 20s.
What is the thing that Havoc says? What's his name? Life comes at you fast.
Yeah. Life comes at you fast when you're doing a podcast.
That's true. And it's podcasting time. Reference? What the fuck is going on with my arm? There's like a line down the middle.
Shadow?
It's gone. It was there for like 2 seconds. Anyway, Z-Dog. The other thing that Z-Dog would do is he would take me home all the time, and I'm very appreciative of that. One day I drove past his house, and the guy I didn't like was there with him, which was one of his friends. His name was A.A. Ron. Aaron Rodgers. We'll call him Aaron Rodgers. I don't like Aaron Rodgers either, I'll be honest, but this fake Aaron Rodgers, the pseudonym for the other one, was there one day, and I was driving by, and I said, I literally like rolled down the window and I yelled at Z-Dog. I said, "What's up, fuck ass?" And then Aaron Rodgers started screaming at me, threatening me with violence. So I was just like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call him fuck ass." They did not know who I was. Zach just stood there in shock as Aaron Rodgers was like, he drives a car that's covered in anime women, so like, come on. Who's the loser here, huh?
Fucking
come on.
loser, lol.
You know who I'm talking about. He's in the neighborhood. You know who I'm talking about. You've seen the car, right?
I've seen the car. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, that guy. The guy who drives that car. Yeah, he was a loser. But Z-Dog was cool. We love Z-Dog in these parts. But yeah, so that was some weird experiences with Z-Dog. Anyway, T-Bone was also T-Bone was also their go-to guy at the pet store, and he would like stay overnight and like fix lights and stuff, which really makes me wonder how much he really stole. As far as I'm aware, he doesn't work there anymore, and that may be because they had to get real cameras in there. I'm not sure. Oh my god, I just thought of another story I didn't even have on the list.
It surprises me that they had fake cameras, as if like people weren't still going to try and steal stuff.
I mean, like, you wouldn't think people would steal things
like,
from a pet store, but apparently it's a problem.
Well,
and I'm not just talking about T-Dog either.
Well, like, you have to think like,
T-Bone.
he resold a lot of that stuff, or at least tried to resell it.
No, he did not. No, he kept it for himself and his dog.
What? Okay, that's even weirder.
He would steal so many bags of dog food. I don't have any idea how Larry didn't notice. It happened for at least a year. I've got to say that. It happened for at least a year. And this was like, good God, almost 6 years ago now. This is when this happened. I hope I'm not implicated as an accomplice in this, because I didn't do anything about it, and I didn't tell anybody, but I also didn't do it. And there's no camera proof that any of it ever happened in the first place, unless he actually got caught. But I don't think that's the truth, because I've seen him fairly recently, and even though I know he's weird, and I know that he used to, like, shove his finger up our butts and grab our tits and twist them, I still go up to him all the time. I'm like, "Hey, T-Bone, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in forever." Just to, like, weird him out. Because I was a child the last time he saw me. T-Bone, not a good guy, turns out. He also had IBS. Which doesn't sound pertinent, but he was a manager and he would go to the bathroom for like 30 minutes every other hour. No, not even. It was like 30 minutes every hour. So that dude was stealing the store 3 times over and shitting for a half an hour every hour. That dude was making money. He was making money. And there was this other manager there named Paul, whose legs didn't work correctly. And then there was another one whose name I don't remember, and she was a bitch. It was like a Deborah. Like, you can imagine what Deborah is like as a person, right? Just from the name Deborah. Yeah, imagine it. That was what she was like. They were all terrible. The job sucked, and the only thing that made it good. Oh my god! I just thought of another story. The only thing that made it good was the fact that I had my buddy Justo and my buddy Jacob. They were both lovely people. Jacob, oh, I had another buddy. His name was Keegan. He was my shrooms guy. Shout out Keegan.
The shrooms guy.
So Jacob was the funniest guy. I still say he was the funniest guy I ever met. I don't even remember anything that man has ever said. I just remember him being really funny. And he was having like midlife crises every day because the job sucked so bad. There was, we had to clean the floor every night, and we had one of those Zamboni things that you like push around and it cleans the floors. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, so we would have to do that ourselves every night before we left. And if you stepped where he just cleaned, he would have a brain aneurysm and start flipping out at you. But he was a chill dude. He was really funny. He got arrested for carrying marijuana on a trip to watch some basketball, and I never heard from him for like 3 years. Then out of the blue, he texted me while I'm working at Quality Dairy, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, Jacob! He lives!" Nobody would tell me what happened to him, but I found it out by doing internet sleuthing. Yeah, he got arrested. For marijuana, of all things. Keegan is still living life. He was a funny dude, too. Both of them had curly hair. I look a lot like Jacob did, but now. Like, me now looks a lot like Jacob did look like. I haven't seen Jacob in a long time. I know he's lost a lot of weight because of prison, but I don't know anything other than that. Justo, my gay Hispanic friend, was also another really chill guy. There was a shift once where we both talked to like Italian mob gangsters the whole shift. It didn't matter if we were talking to customers or if we were just talking to each other, you know what I mean? We would just sit there and talk to each other in weird Italian gangster voices, and we would be like, rigatoni, paparazzi, you know, stuff like that. Justo's great. I see Justo all the time still. He comes into my current job, and I'm like, "Oh my god, Justo, what's going on?" I can't tell. I can't say what I want to say because it'll dox him. But I will tell you after the podcast, Tyler, if you remind me.
Okay.
But Justo's great. I loved Justo. Justo was a hell of a guy. Anyway, there was this Russian girl that also worked there. Her name was Sasha. Do you remember Sasha?
I know who you're talking about. Oh boy.
One day she offered me LSD. And I refused because I didn't want to work my shift high. And there was her and this other girl. I found them both very attractive at the time. And they would do drugs all the time.
There's a lot of drugs involved at this job.
It's a little weird. This job was a little shady, I'm not gonna lie. You wouldn't think a pet store would be, but it was.
We got weed, LSD, shrooms, live fish.
Best drug of them all, baby. Yeah, I know, right? They sold fish while they were high on LSD. Strange. I remember like, it's weird for me to look back on it now because Sasha was our age, but the other girl that would do drugs with them was like 17. And I remember when I turned 18, I was just like, I can't be attracted to her anymore because I'm an adult. I'm a legal adult. Even though it probably wouldn't have been that weird, it just made me uncomfortable. And I didn't work there very long after I turned 18 because I had to go work at summer camp. Which is another thing we'll talk about. Because that was my 3rd year at summer camp, and that was the worst year of my life. Well, I don't know. I can't describe the pet store as the worst job I've ever had. However, there was this other girl who worked there who is subscribed to my YouTube channel. Actually, a lot of these people are subscribed to my YouTube channel. This is weird. I hope they don't see this. This isn't going up on mine, but I don't know that they'll see this or not. It's crazy because when I raise my eyebrows, they disappear behind my hair, and it's like I don't have eyebrows. Wow. There was this other girl there, and I remember coming in one day. It was like 2 o'clock, I think. It might have been like noon. I don't remember what shifts look like. I don't remember what their hours of operation are. And I came in, and it was right after we got robbed at gunpoint. And I came in, and I was just like, all right, time for another day of work. And then I get to the back room, and then she's just crying back there, and I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch's problem? Because she was crazy already, and nobody really liked her, because she would try to sleep with everybody. And also was just like one of the trashiest people I've ever met in my life. And I went back there and she was like crying and everybody was comforting her. And I was just like, who cares? Move on. And then I clocked in, and then I was just like, there were like 5 police officers in there, and I'm like, is it because of the drugs? Or the criminal activity that isn't drugs? Apparently neither. Yeah, they had literally just gotten robbed at gunpoint before I got there. And she was, like, held with a gun because the guy wanted to steal cash money from a pet store. Come on. Now, I know the cameras don't work, but I would not be going to a pet store to get my cash. You know what I mean? Not happening. But yeah, so I kind of felt bad for me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Why are you crying? The pet store was an interesting job for sure. We mostly stocked dog food all day, which I got kind of buff around that time because I was lifting like 150 pounds above my head constantly, on a constant basis, and throwing it too. So I've got like residual muscles left over. They're hiding underneath my fat, but they're there underneath all that. I'm getting back a little bit because I have to lift heavy shit as my job now. Because I'm in charge of a new department, which means I have to lift heavy shit by myself. It's going to be even harder when I do that episode because I have to name drop people. I can't do this without T-Bone and Z-Dog.
Well, just because Z-Dog too.
It's great because I don't remember what some of these people... Oh my god! I almost said his full name. You know what? Fuck it. Ben Champagne. Benjamin Champagne. A legend. A saint. Oh my god, I remembered somebody else as well. So there was this guy there. He was new and he was awesome. Me and Jacob loved the guy because his name was Ben Champagne, which, first of all, Mr. Champagne. Come on. That's crazy. What a crazy last name. I've worked with 2 people with alcoholic names. One of them's name was Whiskey and the other one's name was Champagne.
And I worked with somebody named Brandy, so we got 3.
You're a fine girl. What a good wife you could be. But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea. Do 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 do.
Trifecta.
But Ben's mom would always make, and she made this on his first day, and then like periodically because me and Jacob could not get enough of them. She made pepperoni rolls, which basically all it was she would take Hawaiian rolls, stuck a pepperoni meat stick in the middle, and cook the meat stick inside the pepperoni. And me and Jacob could not get enough of them. Because if we weren't eating these pepperoni rolls, we were eating dog treats on a daily basis. Because there was the one... Let me see if I can find it. Because this one was good, actually. Nope, not wafer cookies. Nope, not that one. I heard the Ooga Chaka, too.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
Can you believe that I posted 11 shorts eating dog treats? Did I not eat the one dog treat that was actually good? So there's 2 11s.
Yeah.
Apparently I didn't eat the one dog treat that was actually good. Why did I do that? Unless it was the first one? Oh no, it was the first one. It was the first one I showed. They were animal crackers with garlic salt on them. So really not that bad. And I would just grab a handful every time I walked past and eat them. So I was doing a little bit of criminal. I was a little bit of a criminal. And I did a little bit of the drugs, but I didn't do any of them when I was at work. Because
Well,
I'm a reasonable criminal. Another thing that Sasha used to do that I picked up because I was, like I said, I was kind of into her. Is she would, like, we would have these contests where we would set mouse traps and then put our hands in them, and whoever stopped doing it first would win. So I'm like really good at it, and there's like a specific spot where if you put your hand on it correctly, it doesn't really hurt that bad. Shout out. Anyway, there was another guy there whose name I do not remember at all, not even the slightest. I just remember the color of his car was lime green. And he worked at this pet store, and he was a saint as well. He was a great worker. He was a real cool guy. He was like Thomas from Regular Show. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't think I do.
Well, they do. Shout out to my Christian patrons. Not the Catholics. You've already gotten 2. Anyway, he was a lot like Thomas in the fact that he was just a good worker. We all treated him kind of like shit. And I said, when I say we all, I really just mean T-Bone. Because he would do that thing where he would shove his finger up your butt and grab his nipple and twist it.
But it seems like he was an ass to everybody, so it wasn't exclusive.
He was. But he wasn't the ass. That was the other girl.
Still one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
So, the guy with the lime green car, he moved to Florida to be a marine biologist. Pretty cool.
Jeez.
Shout out that guy. I'm racking my brain to see if I can pull anything else out from my hidden depths. So there was a Speedway across the street, and I would go there every day, and I would buy a quarter gallon of chocolate milk every day and drink it. Every day. But sometimes, and you can go, these are way back, because if you look, there's a time frame here. Whoa. Hello. If you go to Tyler's YouTube channel, and you go to his playlists, and you select Pringles reviews, you'll notice his first one is original, and his second one is rotisserie chicken, and his third one is Reuben, and then Wendy's Baconator. Those next 3 are kind of weird, aren't they, Tyler?
Yeah, they are weird.
Do you remember where they came from?
They came from you.
They came from me. Because T-Bone would bring in Pringles to try, then he wouldn't like them, and I would take them and give them to T-Bone.
Wait, so you gave me the Pringles from the guy who shoves his fingers up people's asses?
Yeah, kinda.
No wonder the Baconator ones tasted so bad. This is insane. I cannot believe that I'm finding this out now. 5 years after I reviewed these things. Well, more than that now, but...
Oh, God. Yeah, so those came from T-Bone. The guy who would shove his fingers up your ass and then twist your fucking tits. Sorry. Oh, at least he wasn't eating feeder fish. Anyway,
I wonder what the process of that fish coming out was like.
I don't want to know.
Oh, there's the shit story of all shit stories.
I don't know. Because, like, typically you would expect there to... Because they are covered in, like, parasites and stuff. And, like, baby snails and things like that. Snail eggs. So I wouldn't have done it because I knew what they were capable of. But that definitely didn't stop this motherfucker. He ate that feeder fish, and the $10 was his. Yeah, most of my day was just spent putting up dog food or cleaning up cat litter. Oh, Jacob was a funny guy. Jacob occasionally would teach me things that were not good, but I would do them because I thought they were funny. One of those things was punching holes in bags of, or not bags, boxes of cat litter. So I would take my fist, ball it up, and just punch a hole in the cat litter. Another thing that I would do is I would take... I'm admitting to a lot here. Jacob taught me this. I was a youth. I was a impressionable youth. Anyway, I would take a razor blade, and I would lift up a bag of dog food before I would leave, and I would cut it down the middle. And then put it back. So when somebody went to go shake that bag of dog food, it would all come out. It spill all over the floor.
Diabolical.
Listen, you had to do what you had to do. The guy was a racist. What can I say? And I didn't have the best role models around me at the time. So...
Guess I should have been working there, huh?
I kind of miss some of the people. Especially the women.
True.
I think his name was Multiple Moments or something like that on YouTube. Husto? Let's see. Oh, fuck.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I can't stop this feeling. Ooh, Jocko, Jocko.
Right inside of me.
Ooh,
Pingle, I need you to fill for time for a second.
filling time, filling time, and filling time, filling time, and filling time. The drink is good.
Who the fuck is Max von Draken?
Did I ever tell the story about how I didn't shit for an entire week and then ate Burger King and it cleared me out?
No, go ahead.
No, that'll be saved for... That should be a good main podcast topic. This is a side podcast. We have a side podcast. And a main podcast. A good main... I could do a whole video, actually, on my channel about shit stories.
Yeah?
I got the most massive dump I ever taken. The not shitting for a week. The Iceland shit story.
Oh,
The one chip challenge the one chip challenge is a shit story.
It is. It's multiple motions.
Trying to think of other shit stories. I shat my pants in kindergarten one time. That wasn't fun. But I was 5, so I also give an excuse.
Welcome back. Didn't think that it was going to be so soon, did you? But we're back with episode 3 of Concrete Genie. We were left here with a surprise with this magnificent painting that, you know, I did this. It was on me. Me and my magic brush.
That's Husto.
We were left with Yellow Boy.
Shout out Husto, Multiple Moments on YouTube. Give him a subscribe. Comment down below. Maybe don't. Maybe don't.
Jeffy sent you.
No, don't do that. Nobody's watching this. I'm gonna say a slur. I'm gonna say the slur.
No, no.
Anyway, the pet store was a wild experience. One of my favorite things to do was when we got the toy shipments, which was crazy, by the way, because it would be a whole pallet of toys. Sometimes like 3 pallets of dog toys. Awful experience. It would take fucking forever to put that shit away. But occasionally you would get the leather toys, and it was like, that was like the best drug there, honestly. You opened the bag and you were just hit with a lovely leather smell. I do not have a leather fetish. I can say that a lot of things that happen at that pet store, not the butt stuff. Oh, God. Maybe a little bit of this, actually. Not on me. I'm the giver, not the receiver. I would... Yeah, just end it. Just end it. Just end it. I rate my time at the pet store 8 out of 10. Yeah. End the podcast.
Oh, well, that was that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank God for watching. Shout out to my Catholic patrons. I'm seeing flies. Oh.
Anyways, thank you for listening. Until next time, guys. We'll be back next time Likus is unavailable or sick.
We're on to you, buck fucker.
Some other third excuse that he had come up with. So until next time, don't get fired. We'll see you guys later.
Don't get fired.
Goodbye.